This is the matter of DP the elder, DP the middle, and DP the younger. Case numbers 23-50764 NA through 23-52294 NA. Present in the virtual courtroom today, we have Mother Michaela Poles, represented by her attorney, Ms. Cardenas. We have Father Wyatt Egelston, represented by his attorney, Mr. Nunzio. Father Richard Tolbert, represented by his attorney, Jessica Lowry, as well as his GAL, guardian ad litem, Julie Kenneze. We have the children's attorney, Mr. Green, various agency workers, the CASA, Ms. Watson. Just looking to see, I think we've had foster parents in the past, but various interested parties. All right, Mr. Green.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I'd like to call Ms. Bush to the witness stand, please.
All right. Ms. Bush, would you unmute, please, and raise your right hand? Would you state your name and spell it for the record?
Rania Bush, RANIABUSH.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Bush, where are you currently employed?
I am currently employed at Samaritas.
And in your position at Samaritas, have you authored or prepared some documents for the court's examination today?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to submit the exhibits.
All right.
For Exhibit 1, it's actually a collection of case service plans and parent agency treatment plans dated 4/17/25 for the following individuals: Michaela Poles, Richard Tolbert, and Wyatt Egelston. For Exhibit number 2, the Arbor Circle Progress Report dated 6/18/2025. And Your Honor, if I may, I apologize. I'm going to go back to Exhibit 1. There was an addendum there which we need to include, an addendum to the CSPs and PATPs dated June 18/2025. I apologize. So now moving to Exhibit 3, forensic fluids tests for Michaela Poles. There's several of them, I believe 12, dated from April 3 to June 13 of this year, 2025. For Exhibit 4, forensic fluids tests for Mr. Tolbert, I believe there are 8, dated from April 6 to June 3, also 2025. CASA report dated June 20, 2025. And for Exhibit 6, a report card for DP the Elder from Lake Hills Elementary and the Grand Haven School System.
All right. Any objection to any of those proposed exhibits?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, they are all admitted.
Thank you. Ms. Bush, let's begin with the children, starting with DP the Elder. Where is he currently placed?
He is currently placed with Mr. Eggleston.
And Mr. Eggleston is his father, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how is he doing medically in terms of his general health and checkups and dental and all that?
As reported by Mr. Eggleston, he's doing pretty good with his health medically. And he switched to Concerta during this reporting period to not use Adderall, but I think at a recent visit he had thought to possibly change back to Adderall, but I haven't had an update if he has or not.
Okay. Are there any other serious medications he's on?
He, besides for his nebulizer and his skin, he's not on any other medication.
Okay. Is he receiving any therapy or counseling?
No.
Okay. And in terms of school, obviously we've submitted his report card, I believe. I'm sorry, there's a report card for someone else, I believe. How is DP the Elder doing in school? Or how did he do? School just ended not that long ago.
Academically, he does well in school. He's on track to go to the 2nd grade. However, behaviorally, there are concerns with his behavior at the school.
Are those concerns new, or are they concerns that we've seen previously?
Those concerns are not new. They seem to be regular. I brought it up at the previous court hearing, I believe, with the transitioning into a new school and not as many supports that were at his previous school. The adjustment has been difficult on DP Elder.
Okay. Aside from this transitioning to a school and support system, is there anything else to which we can attribute the problems in school?
I know that with the inconsistencies with the parenting times with Miss Poles has been reportedly linked to some of his behaviors as well.
Okay, I think we'll address this in a little bit, but we'll make a note of that. Thank you. Has he been able to visit with his siblings, DP the middle and DP the younger?
Yes.
Okay, how have those visits gone?
They go pretty well. Sometimes between DP Elder and DP Middle, there is some friction between like how to play games, but it's also just regular sibling arguments and adjustments. But they constantly miss each other if they don't get to see each other.
Okay. Has he been able to visit with his parents? I mean, with his mother, I should say. He's living with his father. With his mother?
Yes.
Okay. And in general, we'll speak more to this when we get to Ms. Pauls. How have those visits gone for him?
In general, the visits go well. He's usually excited to see Miss Poles. But yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else concerning DP the elder that would benefit the court in its analysis?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to DP the middle. Where is DP the middle currently placed?
DP Middle is currently placed at a victim kid placement.
Okay. And how is she doing medically?
Medically, she is doing well. The only problems that they have had so far is like dental. She has a small cavity.
Okay. Is she in any therapy or counseling?
Yes, she currently goes to therapy at Pine Rest.
Okay, and how's that going?
I believe it's going okay. From the reports I received from the caregiver and the CASA and the therapist, it's at this point, there's still some times where DP Middle hits like a wall and doesn't want to express and you don't want to go any further when certain questions are asked. But other than that, it goes okay. Like she enjoys going to therapy.
Okay. It's been reported that she makes some statements of self-harm. Are you aware of those statements?
Yes, that too.
Could you speak to that a little bit more?
Yes. I can't remember the exact date, but I received a text message from the caregiver about an incident that happened earlier in the school about DP Middle, sorry, taking a spork and like stabbing herself in her stomach and saying she's gonna do it until she dies. And another student reported it to the teacher. The teacher tried to talk with her about it, but she wasn't talking, so she was sent to the social worker in the school. But by the time she came back, she was fine. And it's been reported that it was because a student was being mean to her. The caregiver feels like there might be something else going on that she's just keeping to herself. When I was able to check in on her, I didn't want to have her like relive the incident, but I asked her questions about how things have been going and how school has gone and how she feels about school ending and everything like that.
Okay. So are these behaviors becoming more frequent, less frequent, staying the same?
That was the first and only instance I have heard so far. So it's new, I would say, but
Okay.
frequency I'm not sure of.
Is DP the middle getting enhanced foster care?
She is.
And how's that going?
That is going well. They are working on zone of regulation and being able to communicate her emotions and using her coping skills to be able to communicate her emotions when she is more regulated.
Okay. And is it fair to say, since you spoke to visits with siblings with DP the elder, that DP the middle is benefiting from visiting her siblings?
Yes.
Okay. And has she been able to get some visits with her parents as well?
Yes.
And how do those go?
They both go generally well. She's excited to go to both visits. She always asks caregiver if the visit's gonna happen today. It happened during those days and times and stuff like that.
Okay. In terms of school, we do have a report card for DP the middle. But could you speak to the school in general? How is she doing in school?
She does well academically as well. However, she's on track to go to the first grade. However, her behaviors as well have declined in these past couple months. On days she's more emotional and small things trigger her, or she won't listen and won't listen to like redirection and stuff like that, or just take initiative as much as she used to, or with her problem solving skills.
Okay. Again, you've identified some things. Is there anything else that there tends to be connected to her behavior? That, I mean, certain days of the week or interaction with people or anything that would change her behavior?
The teacher and caregiver are in constant communication, and when a visit doesn't happen like the night before, or the night before, the teacher's like the caregiver mentions that, and the teacher responds, it's like, oh, okay, so today was a very emotional day, and she correlates it. They seem to correlate it to visits not happening.
And when you say visits not happening, you mean with a parent, correct?
Yeah, with Miss Poles.
Okay. All right. Thank you. The visits themselves, though, how do those go?
When they occur, they go well. They're excited. Miss Poles usually have different activities for them to do, or they go to like the park if the weather permits it.
Okay. Anything else about DP the middle that would benefit the courts in its analysis?
Nope.
Okay. DP the youngest. Where's DP the youngest placed?
She is placed at victim kin placement.
Okay, and when you say at the victim kin place, so the same place as her sister?
Yes.
Okay. And how is she doing medically?
Medically, she does have some concerns. We believe she has some gastro concerns with like her digestive system. The caregiver has appointments scheduled to try to rectify this. There is she does, however, with her like constipation that I've spoken to like previously at the last court hearing, she has come up with a pretty consistent system with like V8 juice that helps her digest well. And if she misses one day, it's instant constipation. So medically, that's probably like our main concern. And then she did lose a pound at a previous well child, and there wasn't too much concern about it, but they did schedule a follow-up in August to make sure she's gaining weight rather than losing it.
Okay. Is she on any kind of medication or anything, perhaps for this gastrointestinal situation or anything?
I believe the caregiver was using Miralax, but then she stopped and started using the V8 juice. So other than that, I don't have any.
Okay. Obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, she's too young for school or preschool, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And although she's young, how does she seem to enjoy her visits with her siblings?
She enjoys them pretty well. Just the same, she's interactive with DP Elder and DP Middle. She sees DP Middle all the time, but with DP Elder, she still interacts with him pretty well.
Okay. And how have her visits gone with her parents?
Good. She provides juice and changes her diaper when she needs to, and Miss Poles. But yeah, other than that, they go pretty well. I haven't heard any discrepancies about it.
Okay. Is there does her behavior, you've mentioned now with the other two children that their behavior sometimes changes. Is there anything that affects the behavior of DP the youngest?
For DP the youngest, I'm not entirely sure what correlates with it. It could be like inconsistencies in her routine, but it could also be some of her behaviors as it could, because I know she might have sensory overload sometimes, and yeah, I was like, it's mostly sensory, and she still hasn't started speaking yet, so I'm not sure it's like it's frustration with communication or her sensory overload, but I don't know, I can't correlate them exactly to like
Okay.
visits or
Well,
anything.
we kind of brushed up against an important question. How is she doing developmentally? Is she sort of like, where she needs to be in terms of her development?
Developmentally, physically, she is. However, like with speaking, she hasn't reached that milestone. And she's in early on therapy with like speech therapy, but she does that once a month, and caregiver does daily speech activities with her as well, but Daisy typically uses other forms of, I'm sorry, DP youngest uses other forms of communication, like leading someone to the object she needs, or like pointing at it, or some other form, but she doesn't communicate with her words.
Okay. Anything else about DP the youngest that you think would be beneficial for the court and its analysis?
I would also add that there's a like minor suspicion about her possibly having autism. I was like, but they're not able to test that until she's 2. So,
Okay.
but other than that, no.
All right. And she's currently what, about a year and a half or so?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else about just all of the children in terms of anything that we might have missed? I know I've asked that before, but I'm just double checking here.
No, I think we
All right.
went through.
All right, let's move on to the parents then. With Mr. Eggleston, what barriers did he have at the beginning of this case?
For Mr. Eggleston at the beginning of the case, I believe the barriers were he was incarcerated at that time.
Okay. Anything else?
To my memory, that's the main thing I remember. Sorry,
Okay. All right. Are there any services currently being offered to Mr. Eggleston?
No.
Okay. Has he made his parenting times?
Yeah, Mr. Eggleston has with DP elder living in the home.
Just want to see if you're paying attention there, Ms. Bush.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. All righty. And how is that going?
It's going well. Mr. Eggleston has adapted well with being a full-time dad, and DP elder enjoys living with his father. He says he takes care of him pretty well. He likes the routine. He likes the housing. He says they listen to him and everything like that. So he enjoys living with his.
Okay. Do you have any concern about that? How that's going with father and son?
No.
Okay. Let's move on to Mr. Tolbert. What barriers did he have at the beginning of this case?
At the beginning, it was his substance. It was the substance use.
Okay. And by substance use, can you be more specific? What were the concerns at the start of the case?
I believe it was at the start. I believe it was. At the start, I believe it was his THC and cocaine, but I know cocaine was one, but I don't know the THC. I don't remember from the beginning of the case.
Okay. And have there been some opportunities or services offered to Mr. Tolbert to help him deal with that?
Yes.
Has he taken advantage of those services?
No.
No as in like not at all? No as in he goes sometimes? No as in...
No, I have referred Mr. Tolbert to the services on more than one occasion, and only recently, like earlier this week, is when he said, "Okay, I'll do it." but prior
Okay.
to that, no.
And so, Ms. Bush, he's been, because of these concerns, he was drug screened, is that correct?
Yes.
Has he made all his drug screens?
Yes.
And what have been the results of those drug screens?
They've been primarily positive for THC and his medication, but he does have 2 positive for cocaine use.
When Mr. Tolbert is exercising his parenting time, and by the way, has he made all of his parenting times?
He missed 3 during this reporting period.
Okay. And did he provide communication on that in terms of his reasons for not making that the parenting time?
One of them was due to him being sick, and then the other 2 were missed confirmation.
Okay. All right. How do parenting times go for Mr. Tolbert?
The parenting times go well. He provides meals at every parenting time. He is fully engaged in his parenting times with DP middle. It goes well. He go outside with her as well as long as their brother permits, and their bond seems to be growing as time goes on.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything about Mr. Tolbert that would help the court? Anything else I should say?
Not that I have, no.
All right. Thank you. The mother, Ms. Michaela Poles, what were her barriers at the start of this case?
At the start of the case, the barriers were her substance use, and her mental health and like her emotional stability.
Okay. Has she been offered any services to deal with these?
Yes.
What are those services?
She currently is in she participates in the FET program through Arbor Circle, and she also does and that addresses her substance use and along with her mental health, and she does screens through them. And previously she was in participating with the YWCA for her housing.
Okay. First, going back to those screens and such, any concerns about her screens? Any positives that we need to be concerned with?
There haven't been a positive during this reporting period. However, there has been a substantial amount of missed screens during this reporting period.
And for record keeping purposes, a missed screen equals what, Ms. Bush?
So missed screen is, so she's supposed to call and see if her color is called and then go do the screen. So a missed screen would be if she doesn't go to get a screen during that week. She's supposed to do it twice a week.
Okay. And has she missed any?
Yeah, she's missed a substantial amount this reporting period.
Okay. Moving out of parenting time, has she attended all of her parenting time?
No.
Approximately how many has she missed?
Approximately about 12 she has missed.
And that's since late March, correct?
It's since April.
Oh, okay. And does she call ahead? Are there reasons why has she missed that many?
There's been a couple different reasons. Sometimes, so for instance, one of the visits are split, so she'll see, DP elder, and then later in the evening she'll see DP middle and younger. There's instances where she'll see DP elder, but is unable to go to the girls due to either transportation issues, with her own car, and then there was an instance where she missed a lift due to having a panic attack and or like so sometimes even if she's sick, she'll change it to be virtual, but then she might cancel last minute, and then I was like, a couple have been through due to mental health issues.
Okay. Okay. Um, when she does make her parenting times, how do those go, Ms. Bush?
They go well. The kids are usually excited to see their mom. She typically has a activity planned for them, or if they want to do it. Sometimes she has vocalized. Sometimes it's hard to have an activity for all three, since DP younger is significantly younger than her older siblings, but they go well.
Okay. Anything else that you would add about your observations of Ms. Poles would be beneficial for this court?
No.
Okay. As this is a permanency planning hearing, obviously we've got to double check on a couple things. Have the barriers that have brought the children into care been rectified?
No.
Can the children be returned home as of today?
No.
Would returning the children cause them substantial risk of harm?
Yes.
Would it be best for the children, and I'm speaking now, I guess, for the younger two, to remain in out-of-home placement?
Yes.
Would you recommend termination of parental rights?
Yes.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
Yes, for Mr. Tolbert and Miss Bowles.
Thank you. And have the children had the opportunity to participate in activities that are age appropriate?
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, what is your full recommendation, Ms. Bush?
My full recommendation is that DP elder, DP middle, and DP youngest continue as temporary court wards under the care of supervision of THS and Terminates, and that DP middle and DP youngest remain in their current placement with licensed foster parent or approved caregiver. That DP eldest remains placed with Mr. Eggleston. That Miss Poles parenting time is continue to be supervised. That Mr. Tolbert's parenting time is continue to be supervised, and that Miss Poles, Mr. Tolbert, and Mr. Eggleston comply with and benefit from their PATP and recommended services, and the permanency goal is changed to adoption, and a termination trial is scheduled.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Cardenas.
Thank you, Your Honor. In regards to Ms. Poles, she has new housing, is that correct?
She currently informed me that she will be moving in with her older sister.
Okay. Are you going to do a home visit there?
I will, yes.
Okay. And you do have the report from Arbor Circle. She is engaged with services at this time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you address with her kind of it seems like there's a lapse in her attending parenting times and being engaged in services. Did you address this with her?
I have contacted her and have had those conversations, but also during these times she was having a mental health crises, and she would say she's going to go into a mental health institution like Pine Rest or Network 180 or get assessed in order to be in one, but then by the next week she'll be like, I actually didn't, or I was unable to do so. So
Okay. Would you say within the month of June she's shown improvement in these areas?
no.
What about the last couple of weeks as far as attendance?
I was like, as I would say she has vocalized wanting to improve and has vocalized her strength throughout this process, but as of like consistent improvement, no.
Okay. Okay, but at this time, I mean, she knows her expectations in regards to what she needs to do for her drug screens, her being engaged with the FAT program, and as well as they handle her mental health. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. The parenting times will continue as scheduled. Has there been any issues there? I know it seems like we're still struggling with transportation.
Yeah, it's primarily the struggle with transportation is with her vehicle, and if the vehicle is not, if it's like a last minute transportation, we are unable to provide like a lift for her that last minute because it's like just substantially expensive. It's like very expensive to do last minute, or like since her visits happen like a bit after hours, most times I don't have contact with her until the next day when she's like, oh, can I get a ride to the visit?
Okay, but she does typically reach out when it's a transportation issue.
Yes, she does her best to do it earlier in the day.
Okay, and one of those barriers is it's actually quite far for her to get there to the parenting times.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of hard for her to even get a ride back from the lift. Is that my understanding?
That is when I'm told that since since the caregiver lives the location of the caregiver, it's not, I don't know if it's like lift, if it's not lift heavy, but she has told me that it's usually hard to get back from the visit. But getting there is usually, for if it's in advance, it's easy for her to get there, but coming back has been a problem.
Okay, but planning a way to get home is also kind of part of what the agency and her need to come up with, correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
I mean, she would have to get back home, so that needs to be part of the process to figure out, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're willing to work with her on that?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. I have no more questions.
Thank you. Mr. Nunzio,
No, thank you.
right? Um, Ms. Lowry.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Bush, are you aware that the petition and the reason that the children came into care had no allegations in regards to Mr. Tolbert having a substance use problem?
I wasn't.
And it involved his emotional stability, were the allegations against him?
I wasn't.
And Mr. Tolbert voluntarily and honestly admitted to marijuana use. I think not heavy marijuana use, but sometimes, and agreed to take drug screens.
I was aware of that, yes.
Okay, and he's continued to take every drug screen that's been asked of him, even though they continue to every once in a while show up with a very low amount of cocaine.
Yes.
All right. And he continues to deny any cocaine use.
Yes.
All right. He has been on injection medications.
Yes.
All right. And he's recently been weaned off those. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, the injections, I believe he was weaned off back in January.
Okay. Have you had drugs tested for that Invega drug on some of his drug screens since that time?
Yes, I believe I had it all the way up to end of April. That was it, because there was a back and forth between when Invega was positive and when it was negative. And then once it started showing negative consistently, then I stopped it. But then at the request of Mr. Tolbert, I added it back because I added it back. Yeah.
Okay. And someone gives him this injection, correct? So we know when he had his last injection. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. But that medication continues to show up on these drug screens as well, even though he has not had an injection since January.
Yes, they did, but as far as now, they haven't in a couple months, I believe.
Okay. As far as the services that you said, the only referral that's been made for substance use was to Catholic Charities West Michigan, is that correct? For drug screen or for substance use referral.
The name, I believe it's like the substance use treatment counseling, like Catholic Charities. I don't believe it's Catholic Charities.
Okay, so it's like CC something different.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Like the
All right,
name,
maybe I just read it too fast. All right, and is that, so it would be a counseling program?
Yes.
All right. So Mr. Tolbert wasn't unwilling to do it. He just did not understand why he needed it since he denies using cocaine. Is that correct?
Well, I did explain to him on more than one occasion of like that it is a counseling instead of like classes, and I would explain, I was like, this just would be a process for you to be reunified with your kids. So I was like, he would deny the use because of he would deny the service because he says he's not using.
Okay. Have you ever had any concerns during his parenting times with his ability to parent DP middle?
No, but the concern is just that it comes up at least like once a month in his screens.
So
But
you,
during the visit itself, like we don't see him like portraying as not being sober.
okay. And in these visits, he's bonded to his daughter. That bond continues to build. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. I noted on page 28 of your report on March 13th, Dahlia stated, "I'm so happy that I can't stop smiling," to her dad during one of their visits.
Yes.
All right. They're making food together, active, playing, roller skating. Now that visits have been able to be expanded, they're engaged in activities during those visits.
Yes.
Does Dahlia tell her father she loves him and hug him when she leaves the visits?
Yes.
And this is a relationship with her father that we've been building through this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
And now you're asking the court to terminate that relationship.
Yes.
Have you talked to Dahlia's, excuse me, DP Middle's therapist about what impact no longer having contact with her mother or her father would have on her mental health?
I haven't.
So you're making the recommendation for termination and you have no idea how it would affect DP Middle emotionally.
Not from her therapist perspective, no. I was like with the therapist. I was like, I know the therapist communicates often with like the CASA and the care Miss Watson and the caregiver, but sometimes when I reach out, it's hard to get a response. But yeah.
And in fact, the case aide made a note, I think maybe from that same March visit. I know we don't have a lot of recent case notes given that the service plan is 2 months old, but that she could see progress in their relationship. That was from on page 28 as well. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I remember reading it.
All right. And do you recall, was this stated to you that foster mom was concerned about Dahlia returning to Mr. Tolbert, not due to any concerns of DP Middle, but due to not being worried that they were not going to let her see DP Middle?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Tolbert has appropriate housing.
Yes.
All right. He has finances, he has SSI, food stamps, and is able to get employment for part-time employment if need be.
Yes.
He resides with his mother, correct?
Yes.
And initially, she had very old CPS history, which was a barrier to DP middle being placed in that home. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
All right, I know it's been in the record before, but that record has been expunged. Is that
Yes. To my understanding, yes.
All right. And Mr. Tolbert also have extensive family sisters as well that are all involved with a relationship with DP middle.
Yes.
So outside of the very small cocaine screens that continually pop up on the drug screens that are voluntarily taken by Mr. Tolbert, what other concerns do you have for Mr. Tolbert?
That would be our main concern. There would be no other additional concerns.
He completed foster care supportive visitation
Yes.
with great reports through that program.
Yes.
And I have a witness for this, but as far as you're aware, he's in compliance with mental health counseling and services.
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right. Has the agency even explored the issue of guardianship as an alternative to termination?
No.
Aren't you-
We actually, sorry, that was incorrect. Me and my supervisor have discussed the possibility of guardianship. And we have discussed the possibility for guardianship, but she was stating that the guardianship is not permanent for a 1.5-year-old. But
In regards to Mr. Tolbert's child, though, DP middle, would a guardianship be an alternative to termination that could be explored?
yes, it could be explored.
And it has not yet been explored in regards to DP middle?
No.
When Mr. Tolbert was sick for one of his parenting times, did he request to have a Zoom visit?
To my knowledge, no.
He would have perhaps been in communication with a case aide. Is that possible?
Yeah.
All right. All right, thank you. Do you have any other questions for Ms. Bush?
Mr. Greed, any follow-up?
Council has raised a lot of questions about Mr. Tolbert. Ms. Bush, why do you believe that his rights should be terminated then? Can you express those clearly for us?
Primarily due to the use of the substance. I was like, yeah, it happens once a month, but the concern is the use of cocaine and the not participate. He will go saying, okay, he'll participate in it in order to get his kids back, but then he wouldn't participate when we would meet and we would talk about it. He said, I don't understand why I have to do this if I'm not testing positive, and then I'll show him a positive screen. And he's like, I'm not doing cocaine. So and then the constant, I was like back and forth a little bit with the inconsistency, like that he will do it and then he won't do it. But he has indicated that he will do it as of early this week. And we have a scheduled meeting on Monday to hopefully get the process started.
And to be clear for the record, when you say do it, do you mean take part in some sort of a substance abuse treatment plan or service?
Yes.
And how long ago did you first recommend that program?
Oh, it's counseling. So, and like it's still until like he has consistent negative tests for the drug.
Okay, but it was recommended some time ago, correct?
Oh, it was recommended. Yeah, it was recommended a while ago. Yes.
All right, thank you. And where is Mr. Tolbert currently employed?
He currently isn't employed, but he is seeking employment. Last time we spoke, he was seeking employment at Meyer. And he got some assistance from the ACT program to help him fill out the application.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions. Thank you, Anna.
Right, thank you. Ms. Cardenas, any follow-up?
Thank you. Yes, I have some follow-up in regards to the guardianship discussion. You had a guardianship discussion with the fictive Kim for both girls. Is that correct?
No, we didn't have the conversation with the victim kin. It was just between my supervisor and I.
Okay. And she is the relative to one of the girls. Which girl is it? Is it the middle DP?
The caregiver.
Yes.
As I still think it's victim kin. I don't think it's like a direct.
Okay.
I think it's victim kin placement.
Okay, but you have not had any guardianship conversation with her.
No.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, I have no more questions.
Thank you, Mr. Nunzio.
No, thank you.
Ms. Lowry?
I just forgot to ask, have you had any updates in regards to DP youngest potential fathers?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Grade, any additional witnesses or evidence?
Yes, I would call Abby Watson, the CASA worker, to the stand, please.
All right. Ms. Watson, if you would raise your right hand, please. State your name for the record and spell it.
Abby Watson, ABBYWATSON.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Ms. Watson, how long have you been working with this case?
I've been on the case since May 30, 2024.
Okay. And during that time, have you had ample opportunities to observe interaction with the children and perhaps children and their parents?
Yes.
Okay. Did you submit a report today, which has been entered as one of the exhibits, reflecting your thoughts and observations upon this case?
Yes.
And in that report, what were your recommendations as a CASA worker?
My recommendations were for DP Elder to be discharged from court wardship, for DP Middle and DP Younger to remain temporary wards of the court, for them to remain in their current placement, for DP Middle to continue to receive therapy through Pine Rest and EFC, for DP Younger to continue to receive speech therapy, that the agency initiate the process of termination for the parental rights of Ms. Poles and Mr. Tolbert, and for Ms. Poles to continue engaging in substance use and mental health services, regular drug screens. She obtains safe and stable housing, continues to engage in consistent parenting visits at the discretion of the agency, for Mr. Eggleston to reunify, for Mr. Tolbert to participate in substance use counseling, regular drug screens, and consistent parenting times at the discretion of the agency.
Thank you. That's fairly specific, and I'm going to be even more specific. There's been some question by counsel about whether or not termination is appropriate. I'm just going to focus here briefly on Mr. Tolbert, as there's some questions about that based upon the inquiry from Ms. Lowry. Why do you believe it's appropriate for termination to occur with Mr. Tolbert?
Similar to what Ms. Bush said, I believe my main concern is the consistent presence of cocaine in the drug screenings. From conversation with Mr. Tolbert and with the visit coordinator, visits seem to be doing well. But given the amount of times that cocaine has appeared in the drug screens and the refusal, at least up until this week, to not participate in substance use counseling, those were the main reasons.
Thank you. I have no further questions. Thank you, Ms. Watson.
Thank you. Ms. Cardenas,
Your Honor, I have no questions for Ms. Watson.
Mr. Nunzio,
No questions, thank you.
Ms. Lowry.
Have you personally observed parenting times between Mr. Tolbert and DP Middle?
Not during this reporting period, but in previous reporting periods, yes.
So you're not aware if their bond continues to improve in the last 3 months?
Not by observing a visit directly, but by communicating with Mr. Tolbert and with the visit coordinator on Tuesdays or Thursdays.
And does the visit coordinator indicate that their bond continues to grow?
She said that she has observed DP Middle saying that she loves her father at the end of visits and calls him dad or daddy, which she had not previously.
All right, thank you. No other questions, sorry.
All right, thank you. Mr. Green?
I have no follow-up questions and I have no further witnesses, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Cardenas, any follow-up questions?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nunzio, any
No,
follow-up
thank you.
questions?
No, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, Ms. Cardenas, any additional witnesses?
I have none.
Mr. Nunzio, any witnesses?
We have none, thank you.
Ms. Lowry?
Yes, thank you. I would call Rebecca Wingarden. Name that appropriately.
There we go.
Yes, Rebecca Weingarten.
Okay, would you raise your right hand, state your name and spell it for the record?
My name is Rebecca Weingarten, Rebecca, last name Wyngarden.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ms. Weingarten, can you tell the court where you're employed and in what capacity?
Yes, I work for the Ottawa County Community Mental Health Assertive Community Treatment team. I'm the program supervisor.
Okay. We've been referring to that as the ACT program, but is that what it stands for?
Yeah, it's actually assertive community treatment, and we are a fully integrated mental health and substance use disorder treatment team.
Wonderful. And you're the supervisor, so you're overseeing Mr. Tolbert and his care and participation in your program?
That's correct, Your Honor. I have been somewhat limited as I've only been in my current role here for about 6 weeks, but I am familiar with the case.
All right. And can you just provide the court with an update on Mr. Tolbert's progress in your program and participation overall?
Absolutely. Mr. Tolbert has done very well by all accounts of our team, which includes myself, a therapist, a nurse, psychiatrist, case management, and a substance use recovery coach. Although he, as has been noted on the record, does occasionally report some substance use, our team has noted that he seems to be using less. He does fully participate with all of his appointments with us, including seeing our team and meeting with our psychiatrist. And as has been noted as well by others, his mental health has been very stable in the last year. He has not required any hospitalizations. Generally speaking, from our perspective, he's done very well.
Thank you. And he continues to voluntarily participate in your program. It's no longer court ordered. Is that correct?
That is my understanding, yes.
All right. Hopefully he's finding a benefit and continues to use the services of your agency.
That's correct.
You mentioned substance use as well. Is that an area where there could be additional services that could be provided to Mr. Tolbert through your agency versus starting over with a new service?
Yes, that is correct. So as I mentioned, we are a fully integrated mental health and substance use treatment team. Both myself and another member of the team have a specific substance use treatment credential. I'm a fully licensed substance use therapist. And I think that from my perspective, interacting with Mr. Tolbert earlier this week, he's definitely at a stage of change where I think that he would be willing to speak with us further on that.
Okay, great. And so you would be able to address any lingering issues with substance use or how that might affect him or so forth.
Yeah, as I said, I am sort of getting to know him, so I don't feel like I can speak with expertise on him specifically, but I certainly can say that, you know, substance use treatment is typically not always linear, and I'm sure everyone in the court is aware. But also, you know, we have seen some improvement certainly since we started working with him.
Okay, great. And he participates in, is it drug screens with your agency as well?
We have that capacity. I can't say for certain how often we have been using that with him. I would have to go into our record to make that determination, but we have the capacity to use the forensic fluids tests both for psychotropic medications that we prescribe and for drugs of abuse. Yes.
Okay. But his initial contact with ACT was due to emotional stability, and for that, I guess your testimony is that he's been stable for at least over a year.
That's correct. Actually, interestingly enough, prior to working on ACT, I was the supervisor of the crisis team, and I initially evaluated Mr. Tolbert back in 2020. At that time, deeming him appropriate for hospitalization, and I can say that in encountering him again this week, his presentation is dramatically different in terms of improvement.
Great. And the ability to be taken off of some injection medications, would that also show progress in regards?
Absolutely. Yeah. We often, because we treat a fairly acute population, we often use long-acting injectable psychotropic medications for efficacy and also to remove barriers like adherence to a medication regime. And our psychiatrist deeming it appropriate to take him off of those is certainly an indication that he has improved, both in insight and overall function.
Okay. And if you can answer this, if your team had concerns that Mr. Tolbert was regularly using cocaine, would they have been prescribing the same injection medications on the same schedule in the past, or is there concern with how they interact?
So I can't necessarily speak to that because that would require me to get into the intent of our prescriber, which is outside the realm that I can testify to.
No problem. Thank you. I don't think I have any other questions. Thank you.
Mr. Green.
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Cardenas.
No questions.
Mr. Nunzio.
No questions, thank you.
All right, thank you. May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank
No
you.
objection.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time, Ms. Weingard. All right, any additional witnesses, Ms. Lowry?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Statements, Mr. Green.
Yes, Your Honor. First, I have seen the children via Zoom, and we've talked about basketball and baseball and banana bread and all sorts of stuff. I truly enjoy this case. I enjoy working with these kids. They're fun to see. I endorse the recommendations put forth by Ms. Bush and reinforced by the CASA worker, Ms. Watson. We've been working on this case for over a year now. Some of the same barriers and concerns are still there, whether it's with speaking to the idea to move forward with termination. You know, Ms. Poles, who's missed over a dozen visits just since late March, early April, for a variety of reasons. I think that doing so is harmful, but I know a number of these occasions she's communicated to the care worker or to the foster mom or to the kids, yep, I'll be there, and then canceled on the way there. And I think we're seeing this having a tremendous impact on the children in their behavior at school, in their behavior in the home. I just can't imagine how gut-wrenching that is for the kids. I think it's tremendously difficult. I will never make light of mental health concerns, and I think Ms. Poles has some mental health concerns as she mentions panic attacks and things of this nature. However, we've got to think about the children in terms of their care and the need to always, you know, to deal with them 24/7. In terms of Mr. Tolbert, obviously we've talked about some drug use and only a little bit of drug use, only a little bit of cocaine. And this has been going on over a year. And okay, now I might think about going to a substance abuse program. I don't question for a second that both of these folks love their children, but in terms of being able to care for their children on a daily basis, day after day, week after week, month after month, I think these kids deserve better, as I think all kids deserve better. So as I said, I reinforce the need for these recommendations and would hope the court would follow them. Thank you.
Thank you. I just have a clarification question for you, Mr. Green. As the children's attorney, we've got Ms. Bush recommending that DP, the eldest, continue as the temporary ward of the court. We've got the CASA saying that the DP, the eldest, should be discharged as a ward of the court. And so I'd like to hear you say what you think should happen.
I'm sorry for making that error, truly. That's just the opposite end of the extreme. I think that's going incredibly well in speaking with him, in speaking with his father. I'm not saying it's perfect. No family relationship is perfect, but I've seen nothing but, improvement in Mr. Eggleston. I think he is embracing, the dealing with his child and having him back in the home. I do think a discharge would be appropriate this time in that circumstance. Thank you for asking, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Cardenas.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, my client would ask for the next hearing to be a permanency planning hearing. She does not want it to be a termination hearing. She still very much wants to reunite with her children. She has been accepting that she had mental health concerns, but she addressed them. She canceled her visit. She reached out to the caseworker. She did reach out to her FET program manager when she could. And so now she's just trying to work through the plans that she's come up with her FET program, who have been by and large very supportive of her. And so we'd ask for this not to be a termination hearing.
Thank you. Mr. Nunzio.
Your Honor, we'd ask the court to adopt Mr. Green's recommendations as the DP elder. I think Mr. Eggleston has been through a lot, and he's demonstrated magnanimously with respect to going through all this, especially having no custody of the minor child. And so we'd ask the court to adopt Mr. Green's recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lowry.
Thank you, Your Honor. On behalf of Mr. Tolbert, we would ask that the next hearing be either another review hearing or permanency planning hearing, and efforts for reunification be continued. I don't believe that termination is appropriate. Mr. Tolbert has continued to invest in his treatment plan and his bond with his daughter. That the testimony today is very clear that bond continues to be built and is there's a strong bond between the two of them. There's been no discussion with the therapist as to whether or not there could be emotional harm to the child due to now severing, or the recommendation to now sever that bond. The testimony from the emotional health provider is that my client has continued to participate in that program. He has done so well that he has moved off of injection medications, has been stabilized, and continues to voluntarily participate in that program, just as he has continued to voluntarily participate in every single drug screen that's been requested of him, and continues to deny cocaine use. I think case law also trends that there needs to be a tie between drug use and the parenting, and that poses a risk to the child. And there's been no testimony that this has happened or this has occurred, but it continues to be what the finger is pointed at in regards to Mr. Tolbert. I think it sounds like through ACT, he may be able to, kind of ask for some additional assistance and kind of sorting this through, which he has continued to ask them for assistance as far as getting additional drug screens so that he can compare those to the ones that the agencies are getting. Obviously, I have a lot of questions about the validity of those. He's testing positive for an injection medication that he has not had an injection for since January. So there's a lot of concerns to place an entire termination and tear apart this father and daughter relationship that has just been built up at this point just due to that. So I would ask that the court not go along with that recommendation for termination, and instead we continue efforts towards reunification for this family.
Thank you. Ms. Kennedy.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would support the statements made by Ms. Lowry. She continues to be a strong advocate for what Mr. Tolbert wants in this case, and that's to continue to have the opportunity to work to reunify with his daughter. And I would remind the court that DP Middle did not even know her father when this case started, and he has shown up and made the commitment to be a present part of her life. And the statements in the report indicate that she has grown to love him and recognize him. And I think more diligent efforts need to be made to see what impact that's going to have on her to sever that relationship, has been brought up by Ms. Lowry. In addition, the substance abuse was not an issue on the original petition. I think it's in his best interest to have additional time to work with someone at ACT. As the witness testified, she would be able to do that. Given that being the only barrier for him, I would ask the court to allow him additional time as in his best interest.
Great, thank you. The court finds that the lawyer guardian ad litem has complied with the requirements of the statute, that returning DP the middle and DP the youngest to a parent would cause a substantial risk of harm to their life, physical health, or mental well-being, that returning DP the eldest to a parent would not cause a substantial risk of harm to his physical life or physical health, life, or mental well-being, that DP the middle and DP the youngest should not be returned, and that the agency should initiate parental rights or proceedings to terminate parental rights. These two children have been in foster care for 15 of the most recent 22 months. And so the statute's very clear that when children have been in care this long, that the court needs to move forward for permanency. These kids have been in care since November of 2023. So we're coming up on 2 years before too long here. That reasonable efforts have been made to preserve and reunify the family, make it possible for the children to safely return home, that those reasonable efforts for reunification should be continued. That in accordance with the statute, progress towards alleviating or mitigating the conditions that cause the children to be placed or remain in foster care was made by Mr. Eggleston, was not made by Ms. Poles or Mr. Tolbert to the extent that those children could be placed back with them. That DP, the eldest and DP the middle and DP the youngest continued placement is necessary and appropriate, is meeting each of their needs. That the needs of DP the middle and DP the youngest can be met in a foster family home. That reasonable efforts have been made to finalize the court-approved permanency plan of return to a parent for DP the middle and DP the youngest. That permanency planning goal is no longer appropriate and should be changed to concurrent adoption and reunification. That the foster home has followed the reasonable and prudent parenting standard, and that the children have had regular opportunities to engage in age or developmentally appropriate activities. Siblings are not in joint placement because DP the eldest is living with his father. Sibling contact is occurring according to law. The court orders that DP the middle and DP the youngest are continued in the protective and temporary custody of the court, continue their placement with the Department for Care and Supervision. That jurisdiction of the court over DP the eldest is terminated. That the department shall initiate proceedings to terminate parental rights to DP the middle and DP the youngest no later than 28 days from the date of this hearing. That Ms. Poles and Mr. Tolbert comply with and benefit from the case service plan. The parenting time of Ms. Poles and Mr. Tolbert be at the discretion of the department. Again, jurisdiction of the court over DP the elder is terminated. The court reserves the right to enforce payments of or reimbursement that have accrued up to and including the date of the order. And DP the eldest is released to Mr. Eggleston. I will continue the attorneys in this matter. And I'll just make this comment to Mr. Pohl or Mr. Tolbert and Ms. Poles. And that is that I do have a dual permanency plan here. It's adoption or reunification. That means you still got time. You can still get your stuff together and do what's needed in order to get these children back in your care. Mr. Tolbert, we've talked about these positive cocaine screens for the last several review hearings. And I'm glad to hear that you are finally willing to engage in some substance abuse counseling. That's what you're going to need to do, and you're going to have to be successful at it, show that you benefit from it in order for these children, for you to retain your rights to DP the middle and continue that bond that you have started. And Ms. Gibson, do we have a date?
Your Honor, do we need a 3-hour time block?
Yes.
Okay, we have September 22 from 2 to 5 p.m. And I just need to know, would that be in person?
Oh, I would have requested it be in person.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Was it 9 to 12 or 2 to 5? Sorry, I missed that.
2 to 5.
Okay, thank you.
You said it was this 22nd?
Correct.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may, on behalf of Mr. Eggleston, he is done and counsel is no longer required for future hearings.
That's right. Case is closed. It's that child.
Just wanted to do it for the benefit of my client as well. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. And I should say, Mr. Eggleston, you've done a great job.
He has.
So really taking care of business. All right. Best wishes. And this is the matter of DP the eldest, DP the middle, and DP the youngest. We have mother Michaela Poles. We have her attorney Stephanie Cardenas. We have father Wyatt Egelston, his attorney Ms. Nunzio. We have father Mr. Tolbert, Richard Tolbert, his attorney Jessica Lowry. We have his guardian ad litem Julie Kenneze. The children's attorney, Brent Green, the CASA, Abby Watson, various agency workers. Mr. Green.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Renaya Bush to the witness stand, please.
Whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Green.
Thank you. Ms. Bush, how are you currently employed?
I'm employed at Terminates as a foster care case manager.
And in that capacity, have you been working with the Poles case before us today?
Yes.
And in preparation for today's hearing and to assist all parties, have you either authored or collected a number of documents?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to put forth the exhibits.
All right. Please do.
Do you want me to list all of them and then see if there are objections, or do you want me to go through the whole list and see if there are objections, Your Honor?
I would say just go through the whole list and then we'll see if there are objections. I think we confirmed there weren't any, but go ahead and just list them all.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's a CASA report dated March 26, 2025, a USP and PATP dated January 21st, 2025, with an addendum dated 3/27. There are 2 KRP ISP reports dated March 25 of this year, 2025, and the other one is dated February 24th, 2025. There's a series of drug screens for Mr. Tolbert from February 4 through March 18 of 2025, and that includes a hair follicle test. There is a series of drug screens for Ms. Poles dated January 14 through March 25 of 2025. There's a therapy letter for Ms. Poles from Arbor Circle, and that is dated March 24. And then there's an enhanced foster care report dated January 23rd, 2025. I believe that's all of them, Your Honor.
Any objection to any of those?
No objection.
No, Your Honor.
No objection.
Thank you.
All right, they're all admitted.
All right, moving forward then, Ms. Bush, beginning with DP, the youngest, how old is DP the youngest?
You said, how is she?
How old is she approximately?
How old is she? She's 1.
Okay. And where is she currently placed?
She is placed in a victim Kim placement.
Okay. And how is she medically?
She's doing good medically. She recently just had a surgery for getting tubes in her ears, because of all the ear infections she's had, and that was recently. It was March 21st.
Okay. And it was that surgery so far that all parties know, is it successful?
Yes, it has been successful.
Okay, good. Any other medical concerns or treatments?
One medical concern that the caregiver told me about was her issue with her bowel movement. Sometimes she's either really constipated or has diarrhea, but she is in contact with the doctor on a regular basis to help with that.
Okay, good. Is she, and is it fair to say then, based upon those questions and those answers, that she's having her appropriate medical checkups?
Yes.
And is she on target developmentally?
Yes. She is in a service for her speech therapy, though right now.
Okay. Is there, are they noticing improvement? I know it's early, but are they noticing improvement of that?
Yeah, especially ever since her ear procedure, the tubes in her ears procedure.
Okay, thank you. And is she currently placed with one of her siblings?
Yes.
And is that sibling the DP, the middle child?
Yes.
Okay. And they're interacting in a normal and healthy way?
Yes.
Okay. Does she get to see DP, the oldest?
Yes.
Okay. About how often are the three of them together?
At the beginning of the year, it was twice a week. Now it is once a week.
Okay. And is she able to see her parents?
Yes.
Okay. Could you describe that interaction for me?
So parenting time seems to go really well for Daisy and Miss Poles. It's like there's still father is still unknown.
Okay. I know obviously with a 1-year-old, there's probably not as much to discuss, but is there anything else that we should be aware of, or any other concerns that we should raise before the court?
Not now. I don't think so.
If I could interject just 1 second, I have two questions from my notes. Is she still wearing an orthopedic helmet?
No.
Okay. And is she still attending occupational therapy?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Green.
No, thank you. You're right. All right, we'll move on to DP, the middle child. And as we established, DP, the middle child, is in the same residence with fictive kin as the youngest child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how old is DP, the middle child? In which grade is she?
She is 6 years old and she is in kindergarten.
Okay. We'll follow roughly the same order, except obviously we'll add a few things. Medically, how is DP, the middle child?
She is well.
Okay. Has she had her appropriate medical checkups?
Yes.
Okay. Has she had dental checkups yet?
Yes. I think her most recent one just passed in March.
Okay. And are there any concerns?
Not that has been reported to me, no.
Okay. And now, injecting school into this, how is she doing in kindergarten?
Academically, she does well in kindergarten. Behaviorally, it recently started to become more of a struggle.
In what way?
She's recently has done more behavior of not listening and not following instructions.
Is this on a sporadic basis, or can it be attributed to certain parts of the week or after parent visits or after her sister's surgery or anything else? Any kind of cause effect that we could find here?
I can't say there's innately a correlation between the things, but it seems that when there's a disruption in her routine, that's when these behaviors become more frequent.
Okay. I know they just had parent-teacher conferences. Have you received additional information? And when I say just, I mean, I think they were yesterday when I was speaking with Ms. Kellogg. Did you receive any additional information from the parent-teacher conferences? Or?
Yeah, I didn't because, yeah, it was just yesterday.
Okay, fair enough. No, fair enough. And obviously, as indicated by DP the Younger, she is having opportunities to meet with her older brother. How does the interaction go with them?
It goes well. They're really excited to see each other. They always ask, "Oh, is so and so going to be here?" Or they just get excited to see each other.
Super duper. Okay. And parenting time, obviously a little bit different here with an older child. How does parenting time go for DP, the middle child?
Parenting time goes well. She gets really excited to see Miss Poles and Mr. Tolbert.
Okay. Are there any, I know she's very young still, are there any activities she's showing an interest in? Does she seem to enjoy sports or music or art or anything else?
She tells me that she is interested in gymnastics, but every time we talk, she's like, I forgot to tell my grandma about it. But she also likes to read and to play with her toys. Excellent.
Anything else that would benefit the court about DP, the middle child?
She is in occupational therapy.
How's it going?
It's going decently well. I think they have only met like 3 or 4 times now. She has this tool for her oral fixation.
Is that the focus of the catalyst for this therapy?
Yes.
Okay. I know you said they only met 3 or 4 times. Are they seeing any kind of improvement yet? And again, I know it's early.
I think so, based off with the tool, but I haven't spoken with the occupational therapist recently.
Okay, fair enough, Ms. Bush. Anything else about DP, the middle child?
No.
Okay, DP, the oldest child. He is currently living in a separate spot than the 2 younger children. Where's DP, the oldest child now?
He resides with Mr. Eggleston.
Okay. And that's his father, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just making it clear for the record. All right. And how long has he been there?
He has been there since February, I believe 15th. February 15th.
Okay, big change in a young man's life. Speaking of, how old is DP the older, and in which grade is he? I forgot that.
He is 7 years old and he's in the 1st grade.
Okay. So how's he doing with this big change?
So it's going pretty well. He's really excited to live with his father. And yeah, he's super excited. He's always like, I'm happy to be with my dad. And recently he likes to look like his dad with like his haircuts and stuff like that. So he gets super excited about it.
Okay. How is he medically and with medical checkups and things of that nature?
Medical checkups are up to date. They recently had a medical checkup where they changed his medication, his Adderall medication to Concerta, I believe. And his dental is coming up in July.
Okay. And was there an explanation for why they changed his medication from Adderall to Concerta?
Miss Poles and Mr. Eggleston had discussed it with the doctor at the appointment and wanted an alternative to Adderall. They just wanted to change.
Okay, fair enough. And how is DP the oldest child doing in school?
Academically, he does well. With him going to a new school, for those first couple weeks were pretty rough in the classroom. and behaviorally he had a lot of outbursts and tantrums. But now Mr. Eggleston is in constant contact with the school to check in on a regular basis to see how things are going.
Okay. I noticed though, when I was speaking with Mr. Eggleston and DP, the oldest child, yesterday, there have been a few concerns about behavior, and can you explain a little bit about what they're doing to address that?
Yes, so Mr. Eggleston did point out that he feels like the significant behavior seems to happen on the days of visits with Miss Poles. And Mr. Eggleston does well with like redirection and like showing empathy. And they also recently implemented this scale for like how a day is going. If it's a good day, bad day, an okay day. And if you have a certain amount of good days, you get a prize. And if you have more, then you get two prizes. But he also put in some regulations. You can't go from a bad day to a really good day and stuff like that. So he has implemented that and it seems to be working out well for them.
Super duper. Anything else in terms of DP, the oldest child, in terms of, oh, we haven't talked about parenting time yet, I apologize. Let's back up. So there's a reference that you just made from Mr. Eggleston about visits with DP, the oldest child's mother. How are those going, and how are those going?
In the visit, it goes pretty well. They seem very interactive. Donald always wants to do an activity or go outside, and Miss Bowles provides a lot of different activities for them to do.
Okay. And those, we're going to be transitioning here into the parents here in just a second, but those visits with mom are supervised currently, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that would assist the court in talking about DP, the oldest child?
No.
Okay, let's talk about the parents, and we'll transition to since we just talked about Ms. Poles, we'll transition to her. Let's start first with there were some drug screens that you provided. Could you explain or unwind the results of the drug screens for us, please?
Yes. Majority of them are pretty well, but there are 3 that did test positive for methamphetamine.
Okay. What were the dates for those? Roughly. I mean, I guess my question in a broad sense, are these from recent tests? Are these from the early screens of this period? Are they spaced out? Like, are we seeing changes in terms of increase, decrease, or just sporadic?
So the most recent one was March 5th. And that was that quantity was pretty high. Was higher than the previous test. And then there was another one for February 26th, and that was lower. And I think the last one was the end of January. Let me double check.
Okay, so we've seen them in at some point in 3 consecutive months. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this has been a problem since the start of this case in terms of positive drug screens for Ms. Poles. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have there been any concerns or evidence of this or observations by those who were supervising or by you or by anyone else in terms of the physical manifestation of drug use?
Yes, there has been concerns raised.
Could you explain those, please?
Yes, so the caregiver of Dahlia and Daisy had
Just reminding to use initials for the children because we are live streaming.
Oh, okay, sorry. So for DP the caregiver of DP the youngest and DP the middle, they expressed that one of the times that Miss Blisshat came over, there were some concerns of her possibly using while she was present, yeah.
Anything else before we move on to other aspects of Ms. Pohl's about the drugs that need to be explained for the court?
What do you mean? Like,
Any other drugs that are causing problems besides the meth, or
no.
none that you're aware of? Okay, all right. Now, in terms of the visits, the current schedule is what for Ms. Pohl's?
The current schedule is Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and Tuesdays it's 4:30 to 5:30 with DP the oldest, and then like 6 to 6:45 for DP the youngest and the middle, and then Wednesday it's 5:15 to 6:15 with all 3 children.
Okay. Now, you said a couple times, and here's what I'm just trying to make sense of the big picture here, that the visits are going, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. You said the visits are going pretty well, correct?
Yes.
But there's a concern from the caregiver that at least one visit there was that Ms. Pohl's may have been under the influence, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about making all the visits. Has Ms. Pohl's made all the visits?
No.
What's kind of how many possible and how many did she attend?
It was about she attended majority, but there's 3 I believe she has missed.
Can you? I'm not normally a mathy kind of person, but can you give us some numbers?
So she sorry, I have to find it in my notes really quick. So for March 4th, she canceled because due to her being sick, and then her and the caregiver scheduled another day. It was later in the week, but she did not attend that one. And then 3/11, she didn't attend the visit with DP youngest and DP middle due to transportation issues.
Ms. Bush, I apologize for interrupting. Just in a ballpark, were there like 30 visits possible, and she made so many of them, 27 of them, or what's kind of the number of visits and the number that she missed, or the number that she made?
I don't have that exact number, but she made a good 80% of them.
Okay, all right. But she missed some because one, you mentioned sickness, another because of transportation. Is that the few that you're saying that she missed, are those the reasons, basically illness or transportation issues?
Yes.
Okay.
And then some of the others were like the ones that I didn't list were the kids were sick, so they weren't up for the visit.
Okay, all right. And I think you've brushed across this, but the visits, what tends to happen in the visit? I think you mentioned this, so you can be brief on this.
What tends to happen at the visit is different activities. Kids are very interactive. Sometimes they pull Miss Pohl's attention often, but yeah, I think.
Okay, and when she does these visits, they're supervised. Does she bring family members with her or anything?
Yes, sometimes.
Like, who are those family members?
Sometimes it's her mother, and recently has been her it was a younger sister and younger brother. I can't remember if the brother was older or younger, but her sister, her brother, and her mother.
Okay. What kind of programs or services are being offered to Ms. Pohl's?
Miss Pohl's is in the FET program through Arbor Circle, and she's a therapist through Arbor Circle as well for substance use, and she has housing through the YWCA.
Okay. How is her attendance at these programs?
I was like, they're pretty consistent.
Okay. When this case started, what were the identified barriers for Ms. Pohl's?
I believe I don't have it at the top of my head, but it was primarily the substance use and I believe housing.
Okay. And what kind of progress through programs or her own initiative is she making dealing with those barriers?
For the Arbor Circle and substance use, she is starting to make progress again. They have discussed possibly either doing intensive outpatient since her recent positive drug results. But I think they're doing an alternative outpatient or like just it's not as intensive, but it is still they're gonna meet frequently for it. And then for the YWCA, she expresses she's trying to find some type of employment so she can get housing help through them.
Okay, so I'm extrapolating from that she's not currently employed, right?
No, she is not.
Okay. Have you been assisting her with making application or yeah, have you been helping her try to make applications?
I haven't innately helped her, but she has told me that she has been applying on a regular basis.
Okay, and about how long has she been unemployed?
Since I've had this case, she's been unemployed, and so I bare minimum the last 4 months.
Okay. Is there anything else you would have this court know about Ms. Poles this time?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, well, let's move on to Mr. Tolbert then. Okay, and with Mr. Tolbert, there were some drug screens provided for Mr. Tolbert, including a hair follicle test. Could you, for the court, just kind of explain the difference between the two?
So the tests that we usually distribute are oral tests, and the hair follicle test is from the hair, the head.
Right. What's the difference and advantage or disadvantage of having the hair follicle test? We don't always do that.
So the hair follicle test is more so to see like past usage from up to 90 days, I believe.
Okay.
And then,
So could you explain the results of the drug screens, both the oral test and the hair follicle test, what they indicated?
so yeah, the hair follicle tests came back positive for the use of THC and cocaine, and then with the oral test, he had one recent positive for cocaine that was at a low dosage.
Okay. We haven't talked about parenting time with Mr. Tolbert. What's his parenting time schedule?
His parenting time schedule for DP the Middle is Tuesdays, 4:30 to 5:30, and then Thursdays it's 5 to 6.
Okay, and how are those going?
They go well. DP Middle gets really excited to see Mr. Tolbert, and she gets disappointed if it gets canceled or it changes to a virtual.
All right, well, on that note, what's the attendance like for Mr. Tolbert?
Pretty regular. I believe he's only missed one due to him oversleeping.
Okay. And are his visits supervised?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What services are currently being offered to Mr. Tolbert?
Mr. Tolbert is in the CMH program through Ottawa County, and he's part of the ACT program within that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and what does that program address?
It addresses his medications.
Okay. What were the barriers for Mr. Tolbert when this case began?
I don't have that on hand.
Okay, would it be fair to say at least one of them was substance abuse?
Yes.
It's gonna be kind of difficult to answer this, I guess, but are we seeing progress, Mr. Tolbert, in terms of dealing with that and in terms of other issues that might have been present?
Yes, to some extent, it was, so me and Mr. Tolbert have had discussions about the recent result, and I was like, he has been referred to substance use therapy, but he still he continues to say he's not doing the drug.
Okay, so despite the fact that there have been several, and I'm looking at my notes from previous FTMs and from previous hearings, despite the fact that there have been several drug screens, including a hair follicle test, he continues to deny that he's using illegal substances. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Anything else that you would have us know? Oh, is Mr. Tolbert currently employed?
No, but I think he has he recently got a temp job, so he's trying to do the temp job to fully be employed.
Okay. Does he have appropriate housing?
Yes.
Okay. All right, anything else you would have us know about Mr. Tolbert?
No.
Okay, let's discuss briefly Mr. Eggleston. And I believe you said that he currently has his son DP, the oldest, with him. You commented on this to a large extent in talking about DP, the oldest. But are there any? I'll start with the same order in terms of services. Are there any services being offered to Mr. Eggleston?
He is currently in KRP, the Camp Reunification Program.
Okay, and how's that going? I noticed you submitted some reports on that and reviewed those. How's he doing?
Yes, he's doing well with KRP. They don't report any issues or barriers with Mr. Eggleston.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity? I know obviously it's probably a little bit easier because there are just certain visit times with DP, the oldest, being there all the time. Have you been able to observe his parenting at all?
Yes.
And how does he do as a parent?
He does well as a parent. He does well with it. He is great at the redirection and reinforcing and making sure Donald DP, the oldest, is okay. And yeah.
Okay. And is Mr. Eggleston, what were his barriers at the start of this case?
I believe at the start of the case, he was in jail.
Okay. And things have been going well since he's been released, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is he employed?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would have us know about Mr. Eggleston that would benefit this court?
No.
Okay. Okay, is there anything that perhaps I didn't cover that should be known in going over the three parents involved in this case?
No.
Okay. So we've discussed the children, we've discussed the parents. Is there anything that sort of slips between the cracks in terms of the interaction of the children and the parents or programming that you feel as though this court should address?
I don't, at this time, no.
Okay, Ms. Bush, what are your recommendations?
Sorry, give me 1 second. So, recommendations for DP oldest, DP middle, and DP youngest is continue as temporary court order until the care and supervision of DHSS and Samaritas, as well as remain in their current placements with victim kin caregiver and DP oldest father, and Ms. Pohl's parenting time is at lead agency discretion, as well as Mr. Tolbert's. Was Wyatt, Mr. Eggleston's, even though DP oldest is in the home, and that Mr. Pohl's, sorry, Miss Pohl's, Mr. Tolbert, and Mr. Eggleston comply with and benefit from their PATPs and recommended services, and a preliminary plan hearing is scheduled in 90 days.
Okay, one quick follow-up question. Is the goal still reunification?
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions at this time. Thank you so much, Ms. Bush.
Especially, I just want to clarify for the record, you said preliminary planning, you mean permanency planning, correct?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. Ms. Cardenas.
Thank you. In terms of Ms. Pohl, she does currently have housing, correct?
Yes.
And she's seeking alternate housing.
Yes, more permanent housing.
And have you been able to assist her with this? Does she have a service for that?
Yeah, so right now she is working with Miss Mings at the YWCA to work with Dwelling Place, I believe that's the name of it, to get her the permanent housing. She just we're trying to, it helps if she has some type of employment and income in order for her to get a home in that.
Okay. And in that part, you did note that she is trying to seek part-time employment,
Yes,
but she's also been applying for SSI.
yes.
And do you have any time frame for when that SSI approval is expected?
I'm not sure. I know she applied quite some time ago, so we're still looking out for it.
Okay. Is this something you can look into to follow up about?
Yes,
Okay. And my information is she did get her car fixed, is that correct?
yes,
Okay. So transportation has been less of a barrier?
yes. Sometimes we recently started giving her gas cards as well, so for her to be able to get to, excuse me, the two parenting times.
And she actually does very well. She attends most all parenting times. She's engaged. Not really any concerns, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. She did admit that she had a relapse, is that correct?
yes,
After 7 months of sobriety?
yes,
But she did inform her FET team and ask for more intensive treatment?
yes,
Okay. And I believe since then, you've had quite a few of negative drug screens?
yes.
Okay. And then I just wanted to you said there was a concern with her, you said using during a parenting time. Did you misspeak? Did you mean that there was a concern that you thought maybe she was high at a drug at a parenting time?
Well, it wasn't a parenting time that I or supervised. It was during a time when she had spent the night with the caregiver for the surgery for DP youngest,
Mhm.
because they had to be there really early in the morning. So the caregiver had reported that it was she felt like there was possibly usage either prior or during the time.
And what was that? When was you said that the surgery was March 21st? Did I get that
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you do have drug screens like from, gosh, let me see, like possibly that day, March 25th, March 21st, you have a drug screen that came back negative, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. No more questions. Sorry, I said no more.
That's fine. It took me a minute to find the mute button.
Okay.
Ms. Nunzio, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Ms. Lowry, any questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have some questions. I also have a 10 o'clock. I know this was only scheduled for an hour. I'm assuming the court has a 10 o'clock as well. I guess I'm wondering if it would be possible to call Mr. Pappen out of order since he is here attending. I was going to call him as a witness versus direct exam or versus questioning Ms. Bush? Oh,
Your Honor, you're muted.
Are you saying you don't have any questions for Ms. Bush?
well, I do have questions for Ms. Bush. All right, I
Okay.
will ask my
So
question
you just want to call Mr. Poppin out of order is what you're saying?
if that's okay. Yes, since he's
Does anyone object? Any of the attorneys object to that?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, go ahead.
thank you. I would call Mr. Jared Poppin.
Okay. Would you raise your right hand? Would you state your name for the record?
Jared Poppin,
And would you spell your name, please?
Jared Poppen.
And do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Poppin, can you tell the court where you're employed and in what capacity?
I work for Idaho County Community Mental Health ACT team, and I'm
Great.
the registered nurse on the team.
Thank you. And have you been working with Mr. Richard? He goes by Mark Tolbert.
Yes.
And how long have you been working with Mr. Tolbert?
Going on a little over a year now.
Okay. And what are you in the home visiting with Mr. Tolbert, providing medications? Can you just give a brief summary of your interactions with him?
Yes, I meet with him. For a while, I was meeting with him twice a month when he was on 2 injections. Asking mental health questions, providing mental health treatment, making sure he's getting his meds as prescribed, coordinating with him and with the psychiatrist on the team to, he's now down to just 1 injection once a month. And so I see him at least once a month now for that.
Okay, thanks. So in regards to that specific update, since you know you're the one that provides the injection medications for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he is down to 1 medication. Do you know which medication that is?
Yes, he's down to just Abilify Maintaina.
Okay.
And he's been doing quite well mental health wise. Doctors even starting to look at going down on that medication as well as he continues to maintain his mental health.
Okay, great. And when was the Invega injection discontinued or stopped for him?
Pull up my note here. So it was discontinued on January 16th, 2025, and this last injection of the Invega was given on December 31st of
Okay.
2024.
All right. So in the screens, we'll see kind of diminishing, it looks like, amounts of that going forward.
Yes, it
Okay.
should be pretty much out of his system right now. Because this last one was given back in December.
Okay.
So it should be showing out of his system right now.
All right. And that was because he was doing well and the psychiatrist no longer felt he needed that medication?
Yes.
All right.
Correct.
And did Mr. Tolbert also ask you to do drug screens as well?
Yes, he asked us to do a couple of oral swab tests to measure, to check as well for substances and for amounts of medications that are in our system, and it was in the system.
Okay. And so he voluntarily asked your agency to also follow up and do that as well?
Yes.
All right. And his participation with your program is entirely voluntary?
Yeah, that's correct. He has been off his mental health treatment court order for quite some time, so all the mental health treatment he's receiving has been voluntary.
Okay.
Showing that I feel like he's doing really well and reaching out for services and keeping that as a priority.
Okay. Thank you. All right. That's all, the only questions I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Grant, Mr. Green, any follow-up?
Just one question, Mr. Poppin. The medications, the Abilify and the Invega and any other medication that Mr. Tolbert's on, those would not create a false positive for cocaine, would they?
I'm not going to answer that question at this time, as I've done research on it and I feel like the answers are kind of inconclusive, so I don't want to say one way or the other, so I'm not going to answer that question at this time.
Okay, I have no further questions.
All right, Ms. Cardenas, any questions for Mr. Poppin?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lowry, any follow-up?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Poppin, you're excused if you'd like to leave. Thank you for your patience.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'll
And
just, sorry, go ahead.
I'll just say we'll switch back to Ms. Bush.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just wanted to make sure I got through Mr. Poppin. Ms. Bush, just a couple questions to follow up. The hair follicle, was that requested by Mr. Tolbert?
Guys, my phone is overheating and it's about to shut off.
Okay, thank you. All right.
It wasn't like directly requested by Mr. Tolbert, but I know I wasn't at the last court hearing, but I know they wanted an alternative besides just the oral test. So we went with the hair follicle test.
Okay. But Mr. Tolbert is willingly taking every test possible and trying to get multiple tests so we can make sense of what's going on based on his indication that he is not using cocaine. Would you agree with that at least?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Tolbert, we're looking to, his parenting times are going well, and you're looking to just kind of follow up with the substance use counseling, correct?
Yes.
All right. All right.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to interject and indicate for the record that it appears that Mr. Tolbert has joined Ms. Hall on her phone. Okay. So he has been hearing all of this. Go ahead, Ms. Lowry.
Great, thank you. I think that's all I have in regards to that. And then just briefly, do you have any updates as far as a father for DP, the youngest? Have you asked Ms. Poles?
I have not.
Okay, can you continue to ask her that question and follow up?
Yes.
All right. Okay, and your updated addendum shows Mr. Tolbert's SSI that he receives, and his housing continues to be appropriate.
Yes.
All right. And you're asking for discretion, which would allow the agency to potentially move to unsupervised visits over the next 90 days if we continue to see the decrease in the positive cocaine screens?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Green, any follow-up?
No follow-up, Your Honor.
Ms. Cardenas, any follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Green, any additional witnesses?
Not at this time, Your Honor, no.
Ms. Cardenas, any witnesses?
I have none, thank you.
All right, and Ms. Lowry, any additional witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor, but I forgot to admit I had a proposed exhibit number 9, which was a progress note dated March 19th of 2025 by Mr. Tolbert's psychiatrist, David Franzblow. I would offer that.
Any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's admitted. All right, statements. Mr. Green.
Yes, first of all, I did have visits with all 3 of the children and their caregivers. That went very well. I really look forward to these visits. They're just fun, positive children. It really is. It's great to see. It's great to see, and where they currently are, I think is certainly appropriate. My second point is I have grave concerns about continued positive drug tests. Whether it's the standard fluid tests, whether it's hair follicle tests, whether it's anecdotal tests. We're still seeing many months into this case drug use, which is one of the reasons this case began. And even obviously one of the reports dealt with potentially, drug use or being under the influence of drugs while the children are present. I can't underscore enough how concerning that is for me. And then finally, to that point, I believe that, while the agency recommended discretion in what kind of visits, I strongly believe that supervised visits are still appropriate for Mr. Tolbert and Ms. Poles. That said, I certainly appreciate the efforts of all those who serve these children, certainly the CASA workers, and would respect the recommendations otherwise. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Cardenas.
Thank you, Your Honor. We do support the recommendations as stated on the record. And then in terms of, there was this alleged time that relative caregiver thought Ms. Poles was under the influence, but we have a negative drug screen from that day. She did admit a relapse and she did engage with her FET team and she's asked for increased treatment. So I believe that she's done what she needs to do following an 8 months of sobriety. So we know she can do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lowry.
Thank you, Your Honor. On behalf of Mr. Tolbert, overall, I think the recommendations are appropriate. He is doing wonderful with his visits with his daughter. It sounds like she enjoys them and wants to see him and is disappointed when they're unable to or rescheduled or whatnot. But obviously, the issue with the cocaine screen continues to come up. Mr. Tolbert's doing everything that he can to try and figure out what's going on, requesting hair follicles, requesting outside hair forensic screens. I will be getting those to the court for our next hearing. But we have seen a decrease in those from the last reporting period till now. And we did hear testimony that his Invega injection has stopped. So I think over the next 3 months, I hope we see continued progress in that area. He is willing to do whatever, so he will follow through with the substance use counseling. But I'm hopeful that we can move towards increased parenting time for him. I've heard no concerns about his parenting time and how that goes with his daughter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kennedy.
Thank you, on behalf of Mr. Tolbert as his GAL. I want to state I think Ms. Lowry continues to do an amazing job advocating for him. I think it was great to have Mr. Pop in here to shed some light on his current mental health, which appears to be managing quite well, understanding the importance of it and continuing to work with a voluntary program. And I did just want to state for the record also that I think it's amazing that Mr. Tolbert has worked so hard to have this relationship with his daughter. The testimony that she's excited to see him, that it goes well, was not what we heard in the beginning stages of this case. So I want to recognize that he has not only worked on his mental health, but his relationship with his daughter. I think the recommendations are in his best interest, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. The court finds that the lawyer guardian ad litem has complied with the, sorry.
I would like to give a brief statement.
I'm sorry, Ms. Nunzio. I thought I was missing somebody, but you're at the very bottom of my Hollywood squares. So I'm sorry. Go right ahead. And thank you for letting me know.
On behalf of Mr. Eggleston, we support the recommendations. He's doing everything he's supposed to. Our office continues to be extraordinarily proud of him for all the efforts that he has made and all the changes that he's made. So we support the recommendation. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And once again, my apologies. The court finds that the lawyer guardian ad litem has complied with the requirements of the statute, that returning DP the middle and DP the youngest to a parent at this time would cause a substantial risk of harm to the child's life, physical health, or mental well-being. That reasonable efforts have been made to preserve and reunify the family and to return DP the middle and DP the youngest to their home, that reasonable efforts for reunification for those two children be continued, that in accordance with the statute, that progress towards alleviating mitigating the conditions that cause the children to be placed or remain in temporary foster care was made by Mr. Eggleston to the extent that his child has been returned to him, was not made by Ms. Poles or Mr. Tolbert to the extent that their children can be returned to them, that the child, or actually each child's continued placement is necessary and appropriate, is meeting their needs, And that refers to DP the middle and DP the younger. That the needs of each of these children can be met in a foster family home, again, referring only to DP the middle and DP the younger. The children are not in joint placement because DP the eldest is placed with his father, and the other two children are placed with fictive kin, and there's no other option who is willing to take those two children. That sibling contact is occurring according to law. The court orders that the children be continued in the protective temporary custody of the court, continue their placement with the Department for Care and Supervision, and that's DP the middle and DP the younger. That DP the elder remain home with Mr. Eggleston under the supervision of the department. That Mr. Eggleston comply with DHHS and its contract agencies. That all three parents comply with and benefit from the case service plan. The parenting time of Ms. Poles is at the discretion of the department to allow supervised or unsupervised or supervised parenting time by its designee. The parenting time of Mr. Tolbert is also at the discretion of the agency to allow unsupervised or supervised parenting time by its designee. Continue the attorneys in this matter, and we will set a permanency planning hearing for our next hearing. Ms. Gibson, do you have dates?
Yes, Your Honor, it's going to have to be on a Friday. We could do Friday, June 20th at 9 a.m.
Any conflicts with that date or time?
No, Your Honor.
June
Looks
20th
good.
at what time?
At 9 on June 20th?
Your Honor, I am unavailable. I don't know if I can get coverage or
Are you available that day at all, Ms. Cardenas?
no.
Okay.
Okay, let's pick a different day.
Yeah,
I'm not available the whole week.
I have one more, June 27th, which is also a Friday in the afternoon, 2 p.m.
I can do it. Everybody else is going to hate me for that, but I can do it.
Does that work for everyone else?
Our office is available, thank you.
Should we do an hour or 90 minutes?
90 minutes.
Thank you.
What time will it start on the 27th?
2 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
And apologies for running over.
Thanks, Judge.